You are standing at the open fridge deciding what to eat, and somewhere below your ribs, a brain is being built at close to 250,000 new cells a minute at its peak. That brain cannot make its own raw material. Almost every gram of it crosses the placenta from what you decide on in the next 30 seconds. 5 foods carry the parts it needs most. Here is what the research actually shows about each one. Start with the fish, because it is the one most women have been quietly talked out of. Your baby's brain is roughly 60% fat, and one particular fat does most of the structural work. It is called DHA, and it sits in the membranes of the brain cells themselves, the thin walls where signals cross. In the last 3 months of pregnancy, your baby pulls that fat across the placenta faster than at any other point in life. And here is the part that matters. Your baby cannot manufacture it in any useful quantity. It comes from you. There is a reason the timing is so lopsided. The final trimester is when the brain does most of its physical growing. It roughly triples in weight across those last months. Most of that added weight is fat, and the fat has to arrive from outside the baby. So the demand curve is not flat across the pregnancy. It is a spike at the end, right when most women are tired enough to stop thinking about food as anything other than something to get through. The evidence on this is unusually strong for a nutrition question. In 2007, Joseph Hibbeln and colleagues published a study in The Lancet using data from a long-running British birth cohort that followed thousands of pregnancies. They compared the children of women who ate more seafood during pregnancy against the children of women who ate little or none. The children of the low seafood group scored lower on verbal ability at age 8. Now, you have almost certainly heard the opposite advice, that fish is risky in pregnancy because of mercury. That warning is real, and it is not wrong. What that study found is that the caution had swung too far. The measurable cost of avoiding fish altogether was larger than the risk it was meant to prevent. So the answer is not to be afraid of fish. It is to choose the right fish. Salmon, sardines, trout, and anchovies sit at the low end for mercury and the high end for DHA. The ones to leave alone are the big, long-lived predators: swordfish, king mackerel, shark, tilefish. Your provider can tell you exactly what fits your pregnancy, and that conversation is worth having rather than guessing. Eat the salmon. It is doing something nothing else on this list can do. The second one is sitting in almost every fridge in the country, and it is the most overlooked nutrient in all of pregnancy. Crack an egg and look at the yolk. That yolk is one of the richest common sources of a nutrient called choline. Choline goes into the structure of every cell membrane your baby builds, and it is heavily involved in the hippocampus, the part of the brain that files memory. In 2018, Marie Caudill and her colleagues at Cornell published a study in the FASEB journal that did something unusual. Rather than surveying what women happened to eat, they controlled the choline intake of pregnant women in the 3rd trimester at 2 different levels, then tested their babies at 4 months, 7 months, 10 months, and 13 months. The infants whose mothers had the higher intake showed faster information processing speed across the tests. Faster processing speed at 4 months old is not a small measurement. It is one of the earliest usable signals of how efficiently a brain is handling incoming information. What makes choline the strange case is how few people are getting enough of it. Surveys in several countries have found most pregnant women fall below the intake considered adequate, and most standard prenatal vitamins contain little or none of it. It is not that women are ignoring the advice, it is that the advice was never really given. There is a practical reason for the gap, and it is almost funny once you know it. Choline is needed in comparatively large amounts, and it is bulky. Putting an adequate quantity into a prenatal vitamin would make the pill noticeably larger than most people are willing to swallow every morning for 9 months. So it gets left out, and the quiet assumption is that you will pick it up from food. Most of the time, nobody mentions which food. 2 eggs. Yolk included, the choline is not in the white. The third one you have already heard about, but almost certainly not the part that matters. Everyone knows about folate. It is on the front of every prenatal bottle, and it comes up at the first appointment. The reason is the neural tube, the structure that folds closed in early pregnancy and becomes your baby's brain and spinal cord. The study that established this is one of the cleanest results in modern obstetrics. In 1991, the MRC vitamin study, published in The Lancet, ran a randomized trial across multiple countries and found a substantial reduction in neural tube defects with folic acid supplementation before and during early pregnancy. It changed public health policy worldwide. Here is the part that usually gets left out. That tube closes in the first 4 weeks, often before a woman knows she is pregnant at all, which means the folate that mattered most was the folate already in your body before the test came back positive. If you are past that window, this is not a reason for alarm, and it is not something to go back and worry about. Folate keeps working after the tube closes. It is used in every round of cell division, and your baby is doing a great deal of cell division for a long time yet. Go back to the number this video opened with. Every one of those cells is a division, and every division needs folate to happen. The tube was the deadline. The building never stops. Spinach, kale, lentils, beans, and asparagus are all dense sources. Cooking water leaches it out, so steaming holds more than boiling. The fourth one is the compromise, and it is worth understanding exactly what it can and cannot do. If you do not eat fish because you are vegetarian because it turns your stomach right now, or because you simply do not like it, walnuts are the food people will point you toward. They are the highest common nut source of ALA, a plant omega-3 fat. But be clear about what happens next, because this is where most articles stop and leave you with the wrong impression. Your body converts ALA into DHA, the fat that actually goes into the brain. The conversion works, it is just inefficient. Only a small fraction makes it through, and that rate varies considerably from person to person. One detail there is worth knowing because it is quietly in your favor. The conversion appears to run better in women than in men, and the leading explanation is that it is an adaptation for exactly this situation, a body that may need to supply a second brain. Better is still not equal to eating the fish. But your body is not starting from zero on this. So walnuts are not a swap for salmon. They are a real contribution from a different direction. And for someone who is not eating fish at all, they matter more, not less. If fish is off the table for you, this is a conversation to have with your provider about how to cover DHA from another route. Walnuts also carry vitamin E and polyphenols, and they are the easiest item on this entire list to actually do a handful, no cooking, no planning, which leaves the last one. And it is the strangest of the 5 because it does not build anything at all. Avocado is on this list for a completely different reason than the other 4. It is not delivering a building material. It is making the other 4 usable. Several of the nutrients your baby's brain needs are fat-soluble, vitamins A, D, E, and K, and the carotenoids in leafy greens. Fat-soluble means exactly what it sounds like. Without fat present in the same meal, a large share of them passes through you without ever being absorbed. The reason is mechanical rather than mysterious. Those nutrients need fat in the gut to be packaged up and carried across the intestinal wall. With no fat in the meal, they arrive at the border with nothing to travel in, and they leave the way they came. In 2005, Nure Unlu and colleagues at Ohio State published a study in the Journal of Nutrition testing this directly. They fed people salad, then fed them the same salad with avocado added, and measured what actually made it into the bloodstream. Carotenoid absorption rose several times over with the avocado present. Read that back against the 3rd item on this list. You can eat a bowl of spinach every day of this pregnancy, and if you eat it plain, you are absorbing a fraction of what is in it. Add avocado or olive oil or the fat that is already in the egg yolk, and the same bowl delivers considerably more. That is why this one closes the list. 4 foods deliver the parts. The 5th one decides how many of those parts arrive. So, 5 foods. Salmon for the structural fat your baby cannot make. Eggs for the choline almost nobody is getting enough of. Leafy greens for the folate that built the tube and keeps building cells. Walnuts as the plant route with honest limits. And avocado, which builds nothing and unlocks everything. None of this requires a special diet or a program. It is 5 ordinary items that fit into meals you are going to eat anyway. And if today was a day where you managed toast and a nap, that is a normal pregnancy day, and it is not a failure. One thing to be clear about. These are findings from research on groups of people, and every pregnancy is different. Nothing here tells you what is right for your body specifically, and nothing here replaces the plan you have with your midwife or your doctor. If you have a restriction, a condition, or a question about any of this, that conversation belongs with them. But the next time you are standing at that fridge with the door open, you are not just feeding yourself. You are handing raw material across a placenta to something that is being assembled at 250,000 cells a minute, and it is using whatever you send. If this changed how you think about what is on your plate, consider subscribing. We release new videos every week on the hidden science of your baby's developing mind. And a quick like genuinely helps other parents find the channel. Thanks for being here.